All right, we're going to now welcome in Denny Little, head coach for the Warriors. And, Coach, I know that this was not the start that you probably wanted to see. You're down 3-1. Your starting pitcher goes out with an injury. Was there any concern, any panic amongst the players when you had that early adversity?
I wouldn't say panic. I would say next score up mentality. I can't say enough about Mackenzie Rapp coming in, and how often has it happened all year, but I kept telling her, be ready, be ready, be ready, you never know. And she came in and she did a job just holding them at bay until Mia collected herself, got iced down and felt better. And I had no panic. I know I didn't. I don't think any of our girls did when Mackenzie went in there. I mean, so, I think I thought we were going to score runs. We did a lineup shake-up, and we had a lot of kids in there doing their jobs. So I wouldn't say panic, not the word. Was I worried? I really don't think so. I thought we were going to score runs.
Kind of take me through that decision. When Mia goes out with an injury, how do you decide to bring her back in? Is it something where she makes a decision? Is it the trainer? Is it ultimately your call? How did that go together?
I walked up to Mia. I said, hey, kiddo, we're going to need you. What do you think? She said, I'm ready. I'm going back in. I said, okay.
And it worked out, certainly. She looked like a different pitcher, and obviously being staked to a lead, I'm sure, helped. Mm-hmm. But what did you see from her over the final 4 innings? I think 3 of those 4 innings she retired to side and order.
Angry.
In a good way?
In a good way. Angry in a good way, yeah. I could see the focus came back. When I asked her, it was depending on her answer when I came over and asked her she was going back in or not. And the way she said it, I could tell she was like, give me the ball. I'm back.
I talked to Coach Neff, 51 years on the other side. I'm sure you had a chance to touch base with him. He basically said, we do what we do, and the opponent we don't have to really look at that much because it comes down to us. Conversely, you had a pretty darn good scouting report on their pitcher and on a lot of their hitters. How important is that from your perspective to know the ins and outs of the opponent, especially one that might be relatively unfamiliar to you?
Well, I had scouting reports for a lot of these teams, but the main thing is, I think, is just relaying to the girls that they know, that we are really concerned about who we're playing. So when we relay it to the girls, we do things like look at, the recruiting videos of the pitcher, and we put them up on the wall, and they get to watch the pitcher and see. So that kind of eases their tension. You can have a girl do something totally different and like, hey, that wasn't on the scouting report. But the thing it does, I think it eases tension with your players.
When I talked to you moments after the WPIAL championship game, you had mentioned, I think there's a chance we see Armstrong again. Mm-hmm. You're going to see him again on Monday. Mm-hmm. One, is that what you were hoping for all along? And 2, what will be key to have a different outcome this time?
Well, I don't know if you ever hope to face a great hitting team, but I think Mia is poised for it, and she wants another chance. What was the second part of the question?
What's going to be the key to have a different outcome this time around?
MIA. Mia. She will be, yeah. And she's ready to go. Like I said, she had a little rough patch here. She'll get back in there. She learned from those hitters. As you watch that game, they scored most of their runs early. Yep. When you see Mia, a lot of pitchers, you see them each time and you get better. I think when you see Mia, your only chance is early, and then she learns.
And we saw that today as well.
Yeah.
Well, Denny, thank you so much for doing this. I'm sure that it's going to be a long but enjoyable bus ride back to Harrison City after this one.
Oh yeah, I think we got Mrs. Doubtfire fired up, and yeah.
That predates the girls by about 2 decades.
I know they were dancing and playing stuff for the last. They're like, turn it off. I'm like, okay. Yeah, but I liked it. I was into it. I was sad when they turned it off.
Yeah, so. Drive-by fruiting. All right, well, Go enjoy this one, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday.
All right. Hey, thanks, Sean.
Absolutely. Denny Little, head coach for the Penn-Trafford Warriors. Roger, you want to give your final thoughts on this one?
Sure, thank you.
Well, Roger, it was not the start they wanted, but certainly the finish they wanted. PT 16-5 knocks off Southern Lehigh. For one team, the season ends. For the Warriors, the season continues, and a chance at payback.
Yeah, and absolutely, and I'm sure that'll be a motivating factor for the Warriors heading in, but they must caution themselves not to get too high or too big on the revenge factor, because then you lose focus of the task at hand. And what that means is for Denny Little and his bunch, go out there, play your game. You can only control what you do. You can't control what Armstrong's going to do. Go out and play PT Warrior baseball. And they actually did that today. And I really like their aggressive base running today.
Oh, yeah.
And before we sign off, I want to congratulate the young Rapp pitcher.
Yeah, she was really good. Yeah, Mackenzie came in, and that's a situation where she probably wasn't expecting to pitch today, but
right.
Certainly she did her job.
I actually talked to her off camera, and I thought I told her what a wonderful effort she gave in holding the team down until Mia felt physically / mentally ready to get back into the game, and I believe it was a total team win today for PT.
And the Warriors will move on to the semifinals to be played Monday against Armstrong. The time and location to be announced. That'll do it here today from Norlo Park in Guilford Township. I want to thank our great crew, Jack Ridenauer, our videographer, Dan Flickinger, our very pleasant producer, for my colleague Roger Down, Sean Meyers signing off. Once again, your final score in this one, 16-5. Warriors move on. We will talk to you next time right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.